Good morning, good morning. Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. First, I want to thank God for waking up this morning. A lot of people didn't wake up. I'm seeing a post going around about UNK. My condolences go out to his family. I didn't know who he was, but I'm seeing it on my timeline from my friends. So my condolences go out to him and his family. Let's check the weather here today in Charlotte. Charlotte. Alexa, what's the weather today?
Currently, in Charlotte, it's 53 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds with a high of 75 degrees and a low of 53 degrees.
Okay, it's not too bad. Fall weather, I could appreciate that. And our leaves are finally turning orange here in Charlotte. I love the fall season. That's my favorite season, even though I was born in the summertime. I love the fall season. Today we're gonna talk about why people don't answer the phone. And there's several reasons. I used to get angry thinking that people was ignoring me. Or other people get angry at me, be like, well, you don't answer the phone. Or I've been calling, now I remember back about 10 years ago, when I was working all the time and I couldn't answer the phone, similar to now working all the time. I couldn't answer the phone because of where I'm located or the service that's in the area. Okay. And I just want to break all of that down to you guys today, so y'all can understand something and what we need to do to kind of change it. However, it's going to be hard because every phone line today now is on a network, where before we had landline phones and it was just a lot easier. Now everything is on a network, and the only thing that I can see working for us is Fiber Active. Okay, I had Fiber Active back in 2012. Shout out to Verizon. And my calls was able to go through, and people were able to call me on a regular basis, pretty much from a landline. But it was still a network, so it's still set up a lot different, but it's called Fiber Active. And I'm surprised that it has taken so long for them to spread this thing out, because Maryland had Fiber Active back, like I said, 8, 9, 10 years ago, through Verizon, and now it's starting to spread out, and I believe AT&T has Fiber Active now, and that's the only other ones I'm hearing about. So the world needs to come up to speed, or the United States needs to come up to speed with these things. Now, I wanted to bring this to people's attention. I do realize that when you're not connected to someone on Facebook, Instagram, and most social media, platforms, those calls will get blocked. Okay, and it's not that you're blocking them. Okay, they have some type of connection that if the people are not in your phone or connected to you on Facebook or Instagram, or I don't know if LinkedIn is a part of that, they would not be able to call you. The call would just disappear. If they're trying to call you like they never called you. This is why we have to go back to leaving messages. Even though I'm one, and forgive me guys, I'm one that do not check my voicemails, and I have to learn to check my voicemails, because people will call you, the call never came through, and next thing you know, you have this voicemail on your phone saying, hey, I've been trying to call you 2 and 3 times. Or it could be your phone was dead, and it doesn't show. And this is the other thing, texting. Texting is horrible right now, especially if you own an iPhone. This is why I tell people get rid of them iPhones, even though, y'all just love these iPhones. If you don't have enough cloud space, and it happens with Android too, but it takes a lot of space up. Put it like this, Android has a lot more space to give you before it shuts down your text, okay? So, with that being said, if you have an iPhone and you don't have enough cloud space, you will not get a person's text if they're texting you. You just won't get it. Okay, so you could be like, they ignoring me. You're going through all of this hate thing, and it's just the phone service, it's just the satellites. Okay, this is why we resort to email, and those get shifted as well. Okay, so the best way to contact people today, and this is just what I think, is voicemail. Leave a voicemail. If you don't leave a voicemail, knock on the door. And I'm gonna just keep it real with you, because then they have these people where they want to get all these different services. Okay, like some of the singers and the rappers and stuff. Now, you could be trying to text them or call them based on some work, and they got this service where they can only text you. You know what I mean? And then you don't want to block them just in case, something comes up or whatever the case may be, or they may feel that people may be bothering them or whatever the case may be. But people, they have made it. Y'all have, how can I put it, complained so much about the destruction of people calling y'all, harassing y'all, whatever the case may be, and they have made it to where if you're not contacted to that person some way, somehow, and it doesn't show, how can I say it? It doesn't show consistency, you will not be able to contact that person. So I personally don't even bother anymore. You know what I mean? Certain people I just don't contact. Even if I want to work with you, I just won't contact you. And then sometimes they won't let you see your emails or messages for months, especially on Facebook. Now, I had family members was trying to contact me, okay, about a death. But because I don't speak to them and I don't have their telephone numbers, they couldn't contact me. Okay? I was able to read it. Okay? After a while, it showed up. Then I had to accept the message, okay, in order for these people to actually contact me to tell me about death in my family. So these are the things that y'all got to pay attention to, people. It's not the fact that people are not picking up the phone, and like some of the people like in the industry, I've been contacted with them for years now, for over 7 years. So if you're just coming in and you're trying to contact me, it's going to be very hard. They're going to block every number, okay? My business number, and I have 3 phones with 3 different numbers, okay, for a reason. This is why. Because if you can't contact me on this particular number, because they got this one on watch, you can contact me on this one. And now I notice that they're blocking some of those numbers as well. Okay? Especially the ones here in Charlotte. For what? I don't know. All the phone calls that come through in Charlotte, I don't know if they think it could be some fans or whatever the case may be. Those calls automatically disappear. And then when I call them back, it won't go to a voicemail. It'll just cut off. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. A lot of people be calling from these faulty numbers. So you have to have a phone or a phone number that will block, a phone service that will block these faulty phone numbers. Not to waste your time. But then you could be caught in the rim of having a real phone number with your name attached to it, and you get caught up in the rim of that call coming through and get shifted back as well. So with everybody sticking all these cell phones is the best thing ever, it's not. I didn't have this problem back in my day, okay? And I'm just giving it to y'all straight, because I come from 3 generations back where we had phones on the wall. The line went into the wall. That's what we had, and that's what we lived with, every day. We didn't have to worry about missing a call. And if you did, they left a voicemail. You know what I mean? So nowadays, everybody's the cell phone thing. They got rid of the house phones, and I noticed the house phones are starting to come back. I know a few people that got the house phones back because of what they're experiencing, especially when you have a business. And I believe I'm gonna invest come 2021 and get me a house phone instead of having all these different numbers for people to try to contact me, because it's making it very difficult. And this is just this is just how they designed it, people. So you gotta try to contact a person the best way you can. It's just sad what we're going through. As human beings here on Earth. They're making it so difficult for us to do anything. What they need to be blocking is all these men that be wanting to send their penises to people because you say you're single. That's what they need to be blocking. But they don't block those. They let those come through. So yeah, this is what's going on. Now I'm going to use this for instance too. When I go to work, okay, I have to sign up to my job's internet, okay? Whoever set up their internet, you suck. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you that. Okay, at work. You suck. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, because I should not have to come in every time I step foot in my job in order for me to get any service. I have to continue to accept the service. Okay? You suck. I'm supposed to be able to, once I accept the service from the first time, that's like right now, if I go to the hospital, okay, they have service. I've been there before. My phone saves that service. Okay? So when I walk back in that building, I do not have to re-accept the service. The same with if I go to Publix, Food Lion, certain places like that have internet. I shouldn't have to redo it. Then the other thing is, when I'm in that building, certain areas, I have to be in a certain area for a call to come through. And I just want y'all to understand that. I'm going to use this for instance. They put up these satellites, and I'm going to tell you this story. We was up in the mountains. This was years ago, though. Actually, about 10 years ago, me, my brother, my significant other, and the kids we was up in the mountains, and my truck had broke down. When I broke down, I had a flat tire, and we was coming from Buffalo, New York, and I had T-Mobile. My significant other had, I believe, Verizon. No, he had Boost. I had T-Mobile, and my brother had Cricket. So I went to grab my phone because I had the best phone network. At least I thought I did. And I tried to call AAA or towing service or whatever the case may be. Well, my phone wouldn't work. So then my significant other said, okay, well, let me try my phone. Oh, his phone definitely didn't work. But guess whose phone works? Cricket. And we saying to ourselves, well, damn, how did Cricket work when they're the cheapest network? But they own all the satellites in Western New York. So that's why his phone worked and I was didn't. Okay? So this is the thing. You got to know, and this is why they're coming out with this new thing. Shout out to Greg Jones. He talked about it on his podcast. How Apple is coming out with a Wi-Fi. No matter where you go, you'll be able to get your calls and get your messages, because these satellites, you have to get, people don't understand, in order to put up these satellites, you have to get certain permits by the city, the area, whatever the case may be. So certain areas may have 10 satellites where may only have one satellite of your carrier. So you're not going to get the service that you think you're going to get just because you're paying all of this money. Okay? So we're all being cheated of service. Okay? And it's a little bit deeper than that, but this is why they're trying to go to the 5G, the high-speed internet, so things can come through a little bit faster, because there's so many people that's on networks that it has actually slowed it down. And eventually, if they don't fix that and it doesn't come to play the way it's supposed to, the computer systems are going to crash. Okay? And with everything being on computers right now, we can't afford for it to crash. Okay? Because our lives are on network. People even have business cards on network. So if the phone system crashes, the networks crash, what do? We back to square one. Are y'all ready for that? Y'all not ready for that. So, I say, this is just my opinion, y'all start getting ready for, always be prepared. Even if it doesn't happen, be prepared, because they're always working, okay? Have you hard copy business cards. Have you a landline phone. Have all of these different things, so that way, if the internet does crash, and the Wi-Fi's and all the satellites crash, we will be fine. We will be able to deal. The poor new generation, they're going to go through it, because at this point, they don't even care if they have any service. They just want internet. So they'll be able to get on social media, send, play games, send emails, different things like that. So, yeah, y'all got to get ready for these things. And this is what it's showing us, Now, when it comes to streaming, and this is just my theory, okay, guys, this is just my theory. We try to keep our bills down to a minimum, and I get it. We all are struggling some way, somehow. Some of us is putting out more money than others, and we all going through. Even billionaires sometimes struggle because they got so much money going out than coming in. Even though they total may say at the end, there's $1 billion there. But if they putting out, I'll say 800 million of that, they go to billion. It's gone. You know what I mean? So, people they don't get it. But long story short, what I'm saying is, we're all trying to budget the best way we can. You know what I mean? To make your home enjoyable. Okay? And we're doing this with these streaming services. We have these different streaming services. And now they're at the point where they're giving away some of them for free because they know people are not going to pay. You sign up and then they check your account. You ain't got no money, because you're paying for all these other things. Some people have a total, and I'm going to use myself, matter of fact. I had a total of $150 in subscriptions every month between me and my daughter. And I said, hold on. That's money I could be saving. So I had to cut some of them subscriptions off. Okay. The good thing about it is you can cut them off and cut them back on again. That's the good thing about it. However, do we want to live like that? Okay. And see, now the reason why people start going that way, and I'm going to bring up companies like Spectrum, Time Warner, and other companies like that, cable services, is because DirecTV, they was trying to bamboozle the people. Okay, and I'm just going to be honest. Okay, so Spectrum, when y'all get these people back, learn how to treat them. DirecTV, the rest of y'all, learn how to treat them so you can keep them. Okay, instead of forcing them out the door, forcing your money out the door. And that's what y'all was doing. Okay, now the thing with Spectrum, okay, and DirecTV, both of them, I've had experiences with both. And Comcast, had experiences with them too. This is what y'all do. And I get it. You have a marketing team. Y'all always want to try to find more money. But in this day and age where people are struggling, you cannot force bills on them. And this is what y'all do. You get them on the phone, ask them if they want this promotion for 30, 60 days, okay? And if they don't contact you back and say they don't want it, y'all keep it on and then y'all bill them. And then the bill goes up, not a little bit, it goes up tremendously. Okay, so now you're looking at your bill where it was $140 a month. Now it's $210 or $220 a month. Okay? Because they're forcing you to pretty much take, and it's called being bullied, forcing you to take the service. So this is why a lot of the networks was forced to come out with subscriptions and all this other stuff, because they couldn't do it with the cable companies anymore, because the people were leaving the cable companies. Because it was just too expensive. Okay? So now we need to come back to you guys. We really do. Okay? We really, really do. So we can unload the Wi-Fi part of things. Because if 5G doesn't work like they expect it to, and what Apple is doing, if that doesn't work, the computer system will crash. So, what are we going to do? What are y'all going to do? So I suggest Spectrum, Time Warner, Comcast, and those are the ones that I know on the East Coast. Y'all need to get some good packages together so people can come back. Okay? And that's just the bottom line. Granted, because y'all living right now, y'all living off of, it's funny how these companies try to copy other companies just to stay in the game. And it's good, and I respect it. However, if you would have done things the right way the first time, you would have kept your people and things wouldn't be overloaded the way it is today. Because who doesn't want cable? You understand what I'm saying? Who wants to live off of a streaming service? Okay, well, if your internet is not working properly, your streaming ain't going to work properly. But if I got cable, I'm going to be able to see whatever I want to see at a timely manner. So who doesn't want cable? Who doesn't want the fiber active? I mean, really. So y'all pay attention here. This is where y'all not paying attention. Okay? But y'all was trying to be bullies. Y'all was trying to be greedy. And this is why these things are happening. Okay? And I granted, y'all service a lot of people. People set up the cable and they say, no, I don't want this. Just give me the internet. I'll just live off the internet. Now y'all say, okay, well, we got cell phones too now. Y'all can get cell phones from us. Because y'all trying to fit in wherever y'all can because y'all lost y'all respect. But it's time for y'all to gain your respect back, because if we don't, a lot of bad things are going to happen. We got to pull people off this internet, this Wi-Fi. This 4 and 5G. It's overloaded. Okay? Y'all have overloaded this thing. You got, even if you have people with cell phones, and you got a lot of them, now you got kids, 2 and 3 year olds with iPads that needs Wi-Fi service. Where the average 3-year-old never even got on a computer or a cell phone until they're probably 9. So y'all pay attention here. The numbers are tripling daily. And it's destroying our communication with the world. This is another reason why we need FM. We have to keep FM and AM. That's why y'all saw me on Facebook talking about the DJs, losing their jobs, and because I saw their stocks going down tremendously, and they wasn't hiring. Anytime you see a media company not hiring, you have to worry, okay? And I was at major worry. But then I started seeing their numbers go back up. So I was like, okay, thank you, Jesus. Because I was talking as much as I possibly could. Because we cannot lose FM. Because if we lose Wi-Fi, okay, when most of us is on Wi-Fi networks, how are we going to get information about what's going on in the world? Especially if we don't have cable at the time. Only way is FM. Because their satellites are different. Okay? So, they have some type of waves, I think it is, with them. I don't know. I hope they didn't upgrade to this Wi-Fi thingy, too. Because if they did, we are effed. Okay? And I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. Okay? I'm going to just keep it real. And y'all know, I come from the old school, even though, and I tell y'all every day, I may act young, I look young, whatever the case may be. But I'm older. And I come from the time where we only had landline phones and we only had cable and we only had, matter of fact, cable started existing during the duration of me being born. There was no cable when I was a little girl. It was regular TV and that's what we watched. Yeah, we did have colored TV, but it was regular TV. Then cable came to play. Okay, so these are the things that y'all got to pay attention to so y'all can be ready just in case this stuff crashes. That's why they trying to move y'all all to 5G. You know, y'all was wondering, oh, they trying to do this. The COVID is a part of 5G. No. Where y'all getting y'all information from? The computer systems are overloaded. And that's just the bottom line. Okay? And anytime something gets overloaded and hot, what does it do? It shuts down. I always use a car because that's more common. But when the car gets overheated, it shuts down. When you get a fever and get overheated, what you do? You shut down. Okay? And it's going to shut down. Eventually, if they don't fix the problem. Shout out to Apple, for trying to make this work. Because you will be one of the ones that will be bankrupt if the computer system shut down. So I shout out to y'all for trying to put the satellites in the air, all the way up in the air, so that way we can get the service that we need. And I know it costs a lot of money, and you have it. And if you want to save your business, you're going to invest that money. Because if we lose internet service, we lose everything right now. Everything. So this is why y'all need to go back to having phones that doesn't need it. Invest in it, people. I mean, I know y'all say to yourselves, like, oh, I ain't got no money for that. All this stuff they ask for money for. But sometimes you have to sit down and say to yourself, what's more important, for you to be able to find out what's going on in the world? Or, and it's the other thing, the radio. I know a lot of you today, y'all have gotten rid of CD players. Y'all have gotten rid of radios because y'all can listen to them online. People, keep your regular radio. You have to have a regular radio. Granted, yes, I can say, hey, Alexa, play 92Q. She ain't even listening to me. Hey, Alexa, play 92Q.
92Q jams from TuneIn.
See, she could play it. Alexa, play 92. No, what's the... Alexa, play 92.7 The Block.
92.7 The Block from TuneIn.
Okay. Now, this is my station here in Charlotte. Okay. Alexa, pause. And I was able to listen to other stations in other cities. Okay. I went from listening to Baltimore station straight to a Charlotte station. But if this computer system shuts down, we won't be able to do that. We will only be subject to the city. Okay, if you have a regular radio. So people, invest in a regular radio. I don't care if it's one of them little old box radios. Go to the thrift store, go to Walmart and find you a radio, a regular radio, plug in. Okay, I got one in my living room. I'm going to hold on to it. Okay? So I can hear my music and hear what the people talking about and what's going on in the world. In my city. Because I see what's going down. And it's not because they intended for it to happen this way. Anytime something gets overloaded, what happens? So, this is why we need to be ready, people. You know, it's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And I know y'all brains are overloaded with all of this stuff. But in reality of things, we have to deal with it because we want the new world. Y'all have accepted the new world. People have accepted this new world so much to where they have given up everything just to have a certain phone and certain Wi-Fi. Okay? So pay attention to what's really going on out here. Prepare yourself for the worst. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to show y'all. And I know the people that's listening and the people that I talk to on Facebook every day, or the people that I see on Facebook and the billions and billions of people that's connected to us, they don't even have radios. Granted, I'm old, so I need my radio. I'm not giving up my radio for nothing and nobody. I'm coming here and I'm going to let y'all going to hear me press the button. Y'all hear that? There it is. FM. Okay? So if, God forbid, if the internet system shut down, I'm going to still be able to know what's going on in the world. All I have to do is come in my living room and press the button. Okay? We cannot overload these things. And this is what y'all doing. Some days, I don't even get on the internet. So I could be one of those ones that will help the service run smoothly. You know, of course, we got to look at our phones. We got to look at my internet. I try to do it at night when people are sleeping. Or they, you know, just not looking at it. The daytime is good because a lot of people be at work. But then they be on the internet as well at work. Okay, because all of these jobs now is internet. Wi-Fi. The stay-at-home jobs. Wi-Fi. So this is why we're not getting our calls the way we should. You know? Now, if you don't call the person via landline, via cell phone, email, and then they're not responding, yeah, they're running. So, that person, you just need to let them go. But if you try every method they have and you can't get in contact with them, it may just be the satellites. And I just want to throw that out there. Okay? Or they have blocked you because you don't have no interaction with this person on social media, you know, where you may be liking their pics. They don't know you. They haven't seen you talk to them. They haven't seen you in pictures with them. And all of that plays a great part. And I knew that this was going to happen. Okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot get nobody's messages on social media if they haven't seen me in a picture with them. And that's crazy. Okay? But it's the truth. If they haven't seen me in a picture with somebody, or I'm constantly talking to them on social media and they're not connected to the people that I'm connected to, I can't get their messages. And that's just the facts, people. So I want to let y'all know these things so that way, if you're in business and you're trying to get your things going and you're trying to contact certain people, it's not going to happen. I'm just being honest with you. It's not going to happen unless you make an alternative route. Because they have it so locked down right now. Now, I can get calls will come through from California, New York, Maryland, and of course 704, because this is where I live. What? What's that other? I'm trying to remember the other area code for Virginia. And I can get calls from Virginia. But they know I'm contacted to these people. Any other calls that come through, I can't get them. I can't even get my daughter's school. They be blocking them too. So I have to shoot emails. So I'm telling y'all how serious this thing is with social media, people. It's not a game. It can drive you crazy, but, I'm at the point where I don't even care no more because I'm going to be all right because I already knew it was going to happen. So y'all got to get yourselves together. Y'all all worrying about the wrong things, and I'm trying my best, to find subjects to talk about to make y'all aware of what's going on so you can be a part of the solution instead of the problem. And it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot to touch base with. And some stuff I don't even want to touch base on. But y'all got to pay attention. This stuff is bigger than what y'all think. Okay, it's a lot of money on the line, people. A lot of money on the line out here, especially when it comes to this Wi-Fi thing. Especially when it comes to the social media thing. In the beginning, y'all took it as a joke because y'all didn't think it was going to evolve into what it is today. But now it's at the takeover. But the takeover is about to fail if they don't fix it fast. And y'all all going to be a part of it when that takeover fails. And they've made it to where, some of the older people didn't even want to be involved. Like, I'm not getting involved in that stuff. But now they have no other choice. This is why they pretty much giving away internet sometimes. Just give us $10 and you can have the internet. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to watch TV. That's the only way you're going to be able to use your phone unless you use up your data. And then your phone is not going to work after a certain amount of time. So you have to join us. So we all had to join it. We had no other choice. But they didn't realize what they were doing. It's the new world. It's the new age. How people can contact each other all over the world. Just by internet. Okay? The world. Not just America, the world. I'm able to contact people in Africa. I've talked to so many people for years. I have a friend in Africa right now, South Africa. Me and him has been friends on social media for over, I would say maybe 10 years. No, maybe 9. No, because Egypt is about 10 years. We've even mailed each other stuff. We've been friends for 10 years from social media. And I've never laid eyes on this man. But because he was in similar business that I was in, we connected and we taught each other about what we were doing, what he's doing in Africa and what I'm doing here in America. He helps me, I help him. So that's why I'm telling y'all people, this thing is about to get real ugly if this 5G does not help. Or if, and I think they know that the 5G is not going to help. This is why Apple decided to put the satellites further and further up in the galaxy. Because if 5G doesn't work, who's going to lose? Apple is the biggest company out here. He's going to lose everything. His service will not be running no way, no how. So when you see a company that big putting money into putting satellites in the galaxy, to help the whole world. It's time to pay attention, people. And if it doesn't work, they're hoping that it will work with the 5G. And then we'll be able to go anywhere and get internet, no matter where we are. Hope that's the goal. But you could always have a goal and things don't always go the right way. Or it gets so overloaded because there's so many people. And then it crashes. Okay, so y'all got to pay attention to that. So, sometimes take an hour off the phones. Shut your phones down. Cut them off. I hate to tell people, just watch a blank TV. But sometimes this is what we need to do so things won't go out of proportion later on. Instead of being a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. And sometimes this is what we got to do. Now, like right now, when I get off of here, my house is freed up. I don't have a whole bunch of people up in here today. Taking them space. So I can go in my living room and turn on FM radio. And stay off the internet. And stay off my phone. While I'm doing other things. They have it so weird now. We can hook our phones up to boom boxes, little boom boxes, to hear music. I don't even need a plug anymore. I got Bluetooth. I got me a little boom box. And this thing sound louder than the radio in my room. In my living room. Plug this thing up. Wi-Fi. It connect through Bluetooth. And I can have a whole party with this little tiny speaker. But it's still through internet. Everybody went stark crazy over this internet. So, with that being said, y'all try to take an hour out of your day and just fall back. Stay off the Facebook. Stay off the Instagram. Stay off the phone, period. Go relax your mind. Read a book. That's why I be trying to get people back into reading. Read a book for an hour. Just to stay off the internet. Because we don't want it to overload. Because what's going to happen? We don't know. So, yeah. Y'all pay attention to these things. I'm going to say it again. Pay attention. If you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I love each and every one of y'all. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja. It's Friday. I hope everyone have a wonderful weekend. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all on Monday.